Well, looks like Bioware's cooked. Are you really surprised? After the huge disaster of Dragon Age: The Veilguard, there was not much hope for this company after that. That game was a disgrace. Dragon Age fans hated it. Nobody liked it. It was just a self-insert game for all the weirdos that were writing and directing the game. The gameplay sucked. The art style is terrible compared to the previous games. And EA recently announced that that game was a huge failure. And then their stock price tanked. And now the company Bioware themselves is updating the fans. They are firing people left and right and shuffling around the whole company. They released this post on their blog page. It says, BioWare Studio Update. Hello everyone. Today, we are turning towards the future and preparing for the next chapter in BioWare's story. As we announced in August 2023, we are changing how we build games to meet the needs of our upcoming projects and hold ourselves to the highest quality standards. Note that Dragon Age: The Veilguard has been released. A core team at BioWare is developing the next Mass Effect game under the leadership of veterans from the original trilogy, including Mike Gamble, Preston, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name, Derek Waltz, Paris Lee, and others. In keeping our fierce commitment to innovating during the development and delivery of Mass Effect, we have challenged ourselves to think deeply about delivering the best experience to our fans. We are taking this opportunity between full development cycles to reimagine how we work at BioWare. Given this stage of development, we don't require support from the full studio. We have incredible talent here at BioWare. And so we have worked diligently over the past few months to match many of our colleagues with other teams at EA that have open roles that were a strong fit. Today's news will see BioWare become a more agile, focused studio that produces unforgettable RPGs. We appreciate your support as we build a new future for BioWare. Gary McKay, General Manager, BioWare. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody trusts you people anymore. Even if you get the leaderships of the veterans from the original trilogies, that does not mean upper management above them like EA will let them do whatever they want. They still have to milk the players dry because EA loves those microtransactions. They love it. They want to make people broke. They want to take all the players' money. And on top of that, just because you're a good leadership doesn't mean the people below you have the skills to do anything right. You might be working with a bunch of DEI hire. You probably are. So yeah, it's good to have good leadership that's in charge and knows the vision of the whole story, the game, the gameplay, everything like that. But if everyone in charge of you doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, your game is going to take forever and the game is going to be unoptimized. It's going to be sloppy and buggy, unfinished, bloated, trash. So I am not getting my hopes up and I just want to see more downfalls from this AAA studio because you guys do not make good games anymore. The fact that you even let Dragon Age: The Veilguard release in the first place tells me all I need to know. This whole industry does not know how to make games. They don't know what a good game is. They are out of touch with their audience. That's why they consistently make garbage over and over and over again. So it might be a little too late for you because nobody wants to deal with you anymore. Nobody wants to buy your games anymore because nobody trusts these big companies anymore because they do not listen. And you already bastardized the franchise of Mass Effect Andromeda and the hideous characters in those games. That game looked like a disgrace. That was the game where the uglification of women really started. I know people started to notice it when Mary Jane from Spider-Man 2 showed up and she looked drastically different than the first Insomniac Spider-Man game. But it was Mass Effect Andromeda that actually started this trend. And people have dug up this old article from back in the day. By back in the day, I mean 2017. And I'm not entirely sure where this is from. I can look it up. I have a small screenshot of the headline. It says, "Not so model behavior. BioWare accused of deliberately making Mass Effect Andromeda female characters ugly. Gamers claim hit titles characters have been sexed down to make them more politically correct." And you see the image here of the Mass Effect Andromeda character and a sexy woman that's playing that character. They destroyed this woman's beauty just to be politically correct and made the character ugly as hell. So I don't trust this fucking company at all. Because one of the appeals of the Mass Effect trilogy is the fact that you get to clap some sexy alien cheeks. Like smash some alien cheeks, the blue sexy aliens. That was one of the reasons so many people were talking about the game. And now we're not going to get that in the next game? Oh well. And we have a lot of the employees over there at Bioware complaining about getting laid off. Bioware didn't do an official statement about layoffs, they just said they were restructuring the company. And their employees are complaining on Blue Sky, that ripoff of Twitter, because liberals got mad at Elon Musk, so they used this fake version of Twitter. And here are some of those tweets right here. This first one says, I was a writer at Bioware for 5 years, 2011 to 2016. I learned a lot during that time from exceptional folks and many folks? What is that word? Folks with an X? Alright. And many, is that like a gender neutral folks? I thought folks was already gender neutral. Maybe I'm just overthinking a typo. I don't know. When you have a profile, cartoon profile of yourself with blue, purple hair, you just never know, but whatever, I'll continue. Folks in many disciplines, but also specifically from my fellow writers and our amazing editors on both the Mass Effect and Dragon Age brands. Today, not a single one of those writers and editors remain employed there. Good riddance. This whole company just needs a huge reset. They need to just clean out the company, hire good people. It sounds like they are. Based on a blog post, they said they were bringing back the people behind the original Mass Effect trilogy, which sounds good on paper, but I still don't trust any company. And the second tweet says, what is it called over there? The second sky? I don't fucking know. I don't use that Blue Sky, whatever. The second tweet says, I'm now looking for a new writing/narrative position. It's been a privilege to work with so many amazing devs over my 20 years at Bioware, and I will cherish the memories of the wonderful folk in the community that I met along the way. Thank you all. They always say they're all so amazing. If you were so amazing, if you were so talented, why did you get fired? Since you're so amazing. Because you're not amazing. You suck. You suck at your job. You're not good. Because if you were so amazing, you would still be at the company, but you're not. Because you are not good at your job. That's why they are currently doing layoffs. And because you got laid off, you are showing that you can't do the job. So no company in this industry should hire you. It's incredible, man. I guarantee you these people are still going to get hired somewhere and they're just going to do a bad job again. But whatever, here's a third tweet to look at. It says, Bioware didn't officially put out that they laid off employees, which honestly is sad. I understand not wanting bad rep and such. It's just dishonest to me. I found out from seeing staff posts that they are gone after many years of working there. Well, if they announce a bunch of layoffs, it would make them look bad. The company would be in panic mode, and the gamers would be in panic mode as well, because you cannot be trusted after Dragon Age the Veilguard. And if they announced it publicly, then EA might have another dip in stock price. Because when they said that Dragon Age the Veilguard didn't do well, they had a huge dip in the stock market. They do not want that again. And here's the fourth and final tweet from Blue Sky. It says, hello, I'm looking for work, ideally in an editor role. It's been an honor to work with so many talented professionals and a pleasure to meet so many amazing community members in my 19 years at Bioware. I'm so grateful to all of you. Again, they're calling themselves amazing, but you don't have a job anymore, so maybe you're not that amazing. If you and your co-workers were so amazing, you wouldn't be asking for a job. You would already have a job because you're so quote-unquote amazing. But you're not. Bioware is trash now. They just had the biggest failure of their entire existence, Dragon Age the Veilguard. Nobody trusts this company to make another good Mass Effect game. I'm surprised that EA did not shut down the entire company. They rather shuffle people around and hope they make a good game. You guys got lucky, honestly, because EA is known for shutting down companies. They shut down Visceral Games after the failure of Dead Space 3. Everybody thought there was going to be a whole shutdown after Dragon Age the Veilguard. I guess EA is just hoping and praying that these same untalented developers make a good Mass Effect game that's on par with the trilogy, the original trilogy. And if that game is a failure, Bioware will cease to exist. They will be shut down. All the employees will be laid off. And I am expecting that to happen. Mass Effect is the last straw for the Bioware developers. And I personally do not trust this company. I don't think it's going to do well. Even if you bring back the people behind the original trilogy like you said you're going to do, you're going to give them a bunch of obnoxious mandates. Tell them what they can and can't do. You're not going to make them make sexy aliens. Because there were a lot of good looking aliens in the original games. A lot of good looking women. women too. The women were amazing looking. The women were sexy. And we can't have sexy women in these AAA games anymore. They hate beautiful women because they hate what men want, and men love beautiful women. So I do not trust that the creators of the original trilogy will have all the freedom that they want. And on top of that, they will have to deal with a whole bunch of untalented people working at the company. Whole bunch of untalented women who got a handout through DEI mandates. A bunch of these women just got laid off. I just noticed the tweets of the people that I read from Blue Sky were women. So you know there's a whole bunch of more untalented DEI women at that company. And the original creators of the Mass Effect trilogy, they're gonna have to work with women who don't have the talent to program or graphic design or do any of these jobs that are needed in game development. So oh well, I guess. RIP to Bioware. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So EA and Bioware, go fuck yourself.